working in front of the scenes to keep this child in the spotlight. And I'm praying to God that we start advocating for this child again instead of all this drama. These people are hateful. We know that they're hateful. This is no surprise. Now let's get on to business. We'll let the courts deal with this, and they can talk about it until the cows come home. But this is, that lawsuit is to stop the nastiness and the garbage that they're doing and putting into this case and turning this case into a circus. But we've got to get back at some point. We've got to move away from the drama and start getting back to talking and advocating about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He's out there somewhere. The more we talk about him, the more we get him further into the algorithm and further across this United States and the world. We don't know where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is. What we do know is he was overstimulated the day before. He comes home around 6:30. There's no information about what he did, his evening routines or anything like that from 6:30 to 9, only that he went straight to his room and around 9 o'clock his mother told him to go to bed. Doesn't sound like he followed his evening routines. Doesn't even sound like he brushed his teeth. But we don't know. We don't know. It doesn't appear like the mother did any of those nightly routines either. It didn't seem like she brushed her teeth. It sounds like she fell asleep on the couch, woke up, was told to go to bed, and like a dutiful wife, she puts the dogs away and goes straight to bed and goes to sleep. That's what is told to us. No showers, no brushing of the teeth, no cleaning up. Just boom, boom, right? Then we find out that there's a 3-hour or 2-hour conversation on the phone, which is leading people to say, okay, it's a little wonky. Why at that time when you just told us you were going to sleep are we now hearing about this long-winded conversation? Oh, well, it was because she was slightly falling asleep. Okay, well, I'm not going to get into that. We learned that she went to bed, allegedly, around midnight, and that her son, sometime between the time she went to bed to the time she woke up the next morning, miraculously just decided that he has no autism anymore. He's going to go out into the wild, wild world. He doesn't need money, doesn't need food, doesn't even need the shoes that he is accustomed to putting on before he ever walks out of the house. And he just dips out. He says, I'm done with this popsicle stand. I'm going to do it on my own. Walks out, and he is never seen again, despite having multiple cameras in 2 separate locations that he would have had to walk past in order to move anywhere, to walk anywhere. But somehow those cameras never picked up the phone, or picked up his image, rather. And then we start going back and reviewing all of the articles. And somebody brought something up to me that didn't sit right with me. Because at the end of the day, there really is only one person that is pushing the dog scent. Only one. When you go back to all of the news articles, all the statements from law enforcement, everything, there was no dog scent. From the beginning of this case to where we sit right now, the only reason why we think there was a dog hit is because of the stepfather pushing there was a dog hit and a dog trail. We've heard from Eric Craddock that no such trail exists, that any trail, the one trail that they thought they had was a false lead. And then every single article you read from the beginning, no scent, no scent, no scent was detected, no scent was detected, no scent was detected, no scent was detected. You don't believe me? Go do your own research, fact find my allegations. Somebody made a video about it and somebody sent that over to me. And in this video, it showed every single news article imaginable. No scent, no scent, no scent, no scent, no scent, no scent, no scent. So now we're at a quagmire because we've been talking about this scent and this path from the beginning, and even so much as Gray Hughes putting a diagram together of this path. But when you go back and listen to law enforcement, listen to the news articles, listen to that Widener guy, which is their emergency management man, if you go back and read the articles and listen to the interviews, no scent, no scent, no scent, no scent. Is it possible there was not even a scent leaving the home? And if that is true, would that imply that if he was moved from that home, his feet never touched the ground? Is that possible? I agree with that. And oh, sorry, hold on, Crystal. I agree with that to an extent. Even listening to the call, the Ellie said himself that the dog led. But where did that call come from? How did somebody get these radio broadcasts? I'm not saying that they're not true, but where did they come from? Do we know if they came from law enforcement? I mean, we have to question these things now, because we're listening to radio frequencies, but where do they come from? Could we order them right now and receive those? because I do believe that a dog jumped in the water. But shortly after that, we learned from Eric Craddock himself that the hit was false. There was no such hit. Do we believe him or do we not believe him? That's going to be the next question. Because I was, I think, shocked about how many statements were made about no scent as opposed to the pushing of the stepfather that there is scent that was followed by the dog. You know what I'm saying? Grandmother, in my opinion, no scent. He didn't walk out on his own. How at 10 p.m. can she be studying on the phone, hearing a thud while asleep, Rod? That has been the main question for quite some time now, hasn't it? Oh, thank you, Patty. God bless you. Doc said they did, and that dogs are better than humans, so wants to check the manholes outside the home. Yeah, I agree with his assessment of that, but even if he was on the outside of the home, he wouldn't be there now. Even if he was in the manhole. They've had too much time. How are the hate channels protecting the bad guys when nobody knows who the bad guys are? Well, that's a stupid question, because I'm sorry, if you can't think for yourself and you can't put puzzle pieces together, then why are you a part of true crime? At the end of the day, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence from this inconsistencies in the statements. These are red flags to any investigator, any person that studies true crime. And I'm sorry that you don't believe that. But again, I can't fix stupid on my channel. Okay, Sarah? And I apologize if I'm offensive to you. But I think it's a brain problem. When people can't connect the dots, it's a brain problem. When you have to be told how to connect the dots, you're not a suitable person for my channel. I'm looking for people that can think outside of the box. And if you think that this child just walked out of the house, you're not part of my box. You see what I'm saying? Because the chances of this child just walking out of the home are in the millionth of a percentile. Okay? And how do you learn that? By studying statistics, looking at body language, listening to the words that are coming out of their mouth and how they're coming out of their mouth. So there are bad guys out there. And it seems to me that there are certain groups that gravitate toward these bad guys to help protect them, run interference, run distractions, and provide this misinformation and disinformation that helps them escape justice while profiting. Okay? There are bad guys out there. And you want to know how you find them? Go to any hate channel. I guarantee they're protecting them. When they hit those hate channels, and you can, and people, good people that are supposed to be Christians going to church, and people that have, say, college educations and part of the Navy, they don't hang out with felons typically. They don't run to nasty felons that can't even speak a conversation or have a paragraph without the F-bomb falling out of their mouth because they're so ignorant. So again, normal people don't run to those channels for help, because those channels do unscrupulous business practices like hunting down people at their home, like trying to get them arrested when they've only decided they don't like the story or they have an opinion of the story. Sarah, these people are doing dirty deeds and you support them. Every time you go over there and watch them do this and think, oh yeah, it's cool, because you get a little bit of attention and people act a little friendly to you, you're willing to sell your soul to the devil. These are bad people out here. You know who they protect? They protect people like Don and Candace, Mommy Dearest, and Freddy Krueger. So if you don't know that there's bad guys, I can't help you. Just saying. Ellie confirmed there was a scent trail, that it did not lead to Sebastian. They didn't say it was a fault. Just my opinion. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I would do your research because I read it myself yesterday. So